Hi, Bob McLeod here for TntMPD Tips. In today's video, I'm going to be exploring MPDx. MPDx is a new MPD software from Cru, the U.S. Ministry of Campus Crusade for Christ. And I am on staff with Cru, and I've been test driving MPDx as a beta tester for a couple of years and helping others use it and helping people use TntMPD for many years, of course. So what I want to do in this video is look at this new MPD tool from the perspective of a TntMPD user who may have heard about MPDx and wants to know a little bit more about it. Now, quick disclaimer, I do not work on the MPDx team and have not been involved in the design or development of it at all. I just dabble in MPD software. So this is my view on MPDx, and I hope that it's helpful to you. The most important thing, though, that you need to consider is that you need to use the MPD tool that is going to help you be most effective in MPD. And that's really what both of these tools are about. They're both designed to help you be more effective. And by delivering MPD tools in two very different ways, it really helps you choose the one that's going to be most effective for your needs. Now, it's helpful to note that, as I just mentioned, these are not identical tools. Unlike these two phones, this Android phone and this iPhone, which are virtually identical with just subtle nuances between them, these two MPD tools are like this. When you have a Mini and a minivan, they both have the same core functionality, that is getting you, the driver, from point A to point B. They can carry passengers and they can carry stuff, but the user experience, we would all agree, is vastly different between these two. So if you only had a one-car garage and you could only own one vehicle, you would need to choose the vehicle that is best fit for your personal needs and your family's needs. And it's the same thing with these two MPD tools. Now, there's two fundamental differences between these two tools. Number one, MPDx is a web-only tool. It can only be used while you're accessing the internet. TNT is an offline-only tool. And so this difference impacts the database storage, how it's used, and the speed and performance of the two tools. The second fundamental difference is that when you look at the four main components of an MPD software, contact information, managing gifts, managing tasks and history, and analysis and reporting tools, TntMPD has 15 years of development to really fill out a broad suite of features to do this. Whereas MPDx, by its very design, was not intended to do that. It wasn't intended to duplicate all of TntMPD's features. It has only about 20 to 30% of TntMPD features, but those are the features that most missionaries use most of the time. And so the developers, as I see it, wanted to deliver that core functionality in a cloud-based way. So what are some of the features that they have in common? Now, they have these things in common, but they work very differently between the tools. They both have a lot of biographical data, getting to know your partners through just name and address and personal information in church and kids and things like that. Their MPD relationship to you, their MPD phase, their newsletter type, managing duplicates, adding referrals, addresses, emails, phones, a lot of that stuff. That's MPDx core strength, I think, is managing the biographical data. Being able to export your newsletter list to a prayer letter service or MailChimp, they both do that. They both can download gifts from any organization. It's the same download protocol for both of them, and they can both assign appeals to those gifts. They both have automatic actions in response to new gifts. They both have Google Maps features, and they're both free, which is a great thing for missionaries, of course. Now, what are those features that are unique to MPDx? Well, one of them, of course, is the web interface. Because it is a web-only software, the entire environment of MPDx is based on a web view and web display. And so it's going to look and feel a lot like many other web-based software. It also has a beta mobile app that delivers some basic contact information. It's got some task and management and a simple dashboard on it. MPDx also emails gift automation alerts. Now, both of them can download gifts from any organization. In TNT, you initiate that by pressing the button, and then TNT creates the automatic actions. In MPDx, it downloads gifts automatically on a regular basis, nightly, I believe, from your organization, and then will email those same automatic action alerts to you. MPDx offers an attractive dashboard that has a graph and several different boxes of things that you should be paying attention to that will be helpful for you. I can't show them here, but there's actually several that you can scroll down and see. And then MPDx also offers a cloud storage because it's a web-based software. And so that has two advantages. Number one, you don't have to manage the database. But number two, for couples who work together on MPD, it's a seamless experience because they're both accessing the same database at the same time. It also has a Google and Gmail integration that TntMPD does not have yet. And so what are some of the features that are unique to TntMPD? Well, obviously an offline feature. So people who travel a lot or live in rural areas where internet access is not available, especially maybe by phone, they can't get their data plan or whatever. Or you live in another country where you do not have internet access, or it's intermittent, or you pay by the minute. So having the offline database is unique to TntMPD. TntMPD also is a lot faster simply because it's an offline software. MPDx is online, and so it has a refresh every time you click a button. TntMPD has a mail merge feature to Microsoft Word that is popular for those who like to produce printed newsletters and envelopes using mail merge. TntMPD has unlimited lookups, reverse lookups, successive lookups, and being able to save lookups to favorites. Now in in MPDx, you can there are some filters. There's about 12 fields that you can filter on, and it even saves those filters when you exit and come back into MPDx until you reset them. But in TntMPD, you can look up on over 180 fields as much as you want, and you can do reverse lookups by taking away from lookups that you've done. TntMPD also has over 150 interactive charts and reports. MPDx delivers 3 reports in its current version, but I believe they have plans for more reporting as they develop the product. TntMPD allows you to manage groups in one screen. MPDx also has a similar feature, and they call it tags, which is a common web title for those things. But what's unique about TntMPD is it allows you actually to manage the tags and group membership in its own screen, which you can't do in MPDx. MPDx, as you see here, it has these tags that you can assign both to contacts and to tasks. TntMPD also offers history and gift details on the MPD tab, and on the history tab you can see TntMPD also has a powerful history engine. I think this is the secret giant of TntMPD that most people haven't even really tapped into. It is an incredibly powerful search engine. TntMPD also makes it possible for you to delete contacts, which I don't actually recommend you do very often. I only have probably deleted 5 contacts from my TntMPD database in the last 10 years. Whereas in MPDx, though, you cannot delete a contact. Once it's there, whether you imported it by Facebook or Google or even manually entered it, it can never be deleted. It can only be hidden. So let's ask this question: who's going to get the most from one tool or the other? If I'm using the same 20 to 30% that's in MPDx, why would I lean one way or the other? Well, a person who has full-time internet access, obviously that's a kind of non-negotiable. If you don't have full-time internet access, MPDx simply will not work for you. But if you do have full-time internet access, then that is not a part of the equation. So TNT, conversely, is for those who value or need offline access. MPDx is for those who want their database in the cloud and they don't want to manage their database at all. TntMPD, sometimes many users like to be able to have more control over their database. In MPDx, the primary use is contacts and gifts, and I've surveyed a lot of MPDx users just to find out what their experience is, and the most popular features in MPDx are the managing the newsletter list. Who are the people on my team, and what are they doing in terms of giving? That's the most popular features in MPDx. TntMPD users value a lot of times that plus extensive data management because it just stores so much data so well. MPDx has tasks and history, but that task and history engine isn't built up to the extent that TntMPD is. So people who value a lot of history, who track every phone call and every letter and every gift that they send and every activity, etc., they're going to value TntMPD more for that. MPDx is for those who prefer a quick glance or a dashboard. You know, when I think about my Facebook, when I go into Facebook and look at one of my friends' activity and I go to their page or my news feed, I don't look back over several months or even years of history. I kind of look at what's going on right now. Whereas in TntMPD, conversely, I'm I'm tracking a lot of history, and I want to know what's happening over a long term. And I also want to look at robust reporting, just the analysis and charts and graphs that help me manage my database better. So MPDx is for those who value multiple tools. When I was talking with MPDx users, what I've discovered was that they look at MPDx as one tool in a suite of tools. Most MPDx users that I've talked to, in fact, 9 out of 10 or more are using 1, 2, or 3 more, like Google Spreadsheets, Google Docs, even Paper, or online task tools like Trello or other things, and they view MPDx as just one tool in a suite of many things. Conversely, TntMPD users look at managing all of their MPD in one place. And finally, one reason that some people would choose to use MPDx or TNT is simply they like the appearance better. They like the interface, whether for MPDx users, they like the web and contemporary interface of that, whereas for TntMPD users, many of them value the detailed display, being able to see hundreds of contacts or hundreds or even thousands of tasks in one screen without having to refresh. So it's just two different user experiences that people may value one over the other. Now, if you're a TntMPD user, and this video is designed for TntMPD users exploring MPDx, you can actually test drive MPDx. You can go to mpdx.org and create a database there, and you can import your TntMPD database. You have to open TntMPD and export it using the File Utilities Maintenance menu and save it to an Excel file, XML file, and then you can actually import that entire XML file, all of your contacts and all of your tasks and history and giving and everything, right into MPDx. This is a one-way only transfer. You couldn't use MPDx for 6 or 12 months and then turn around and export all of that back out into TntMPD, because it doesn't have a database export feature. In fact, the only export out of MPDx is a newsletter list for newsletter service, and that is one other variance. TntMPD allows you to export all of your contacts and all of the tasks and history you've ever done with them. And MPDx is designed as a cloud storage where you view it online. It's not really designed to export all that data. So I hope this has been helpful to you. And again, keep in mind that the most important thing here is which MPD tool is going to help you be most effective in MPD. And you should use that tool, because we're not on staff in our ministries for the purpose of software. The purpose of a software tool is simply to help us be more effective in building relationships with our ministry partners so that we can spend more time fulfilling God's calling on us in ministry. Thanks for watching.